Right, I'm right here in Bengaluru, tracking the developments that's currently happening on the hijab controversy and the row. In fact, what we see here inside the assembly is that several Congress leaders are currently camping, wanting for Eshwarappa's resignation. Even as we track those developments right here from right outside the assembly, here is BJP General Secretary C.T. Ravi, who's now put out a Twitter message, in fact, linking this murder in Shimoga to the hijab row. Let's take a look what C.T. Ravi says in a Twitter message. C.T. Ravi has quoted, "Muskan will always be safe, but Harsha is not." This is exactly C.T. Ravi's statement as he puts it out on Twitter, saying that Muskan will always be safe, but Harsha is not. Sad. Remember, we're looking at the BJP now linking the Shimoga murder directly with the hijab controversy, saying that it was some of the members from the minority, as per Eshwarappa's claim, some of the members of the minority who's murdered a right-wing activist, Harsha. The boy's name is Harsha. In fact, we know that Bajrang Dal currently is now carrying out a massive protest rally in Shivamogga. Even as we speak, I'm going to cut across to those live visuals there. But for now, C.T. Ravi, BJP General Secretary, Karnataka leader, says that Muskan will always be safe, but Harsha is no more. Sad. This is a direct charge here, almost indirectly claiming that it is a communal attack here, undoubtedly, with C.T. Ravi putting out this tweet, almost confirming that this is what the BJP stance is, that this murder is a communal attack. Muskan will always be safe, but Harsha is no more. Sad. This is C.T. Ravi's comments. Even as C.T. Ravi says, this BJP's own leader, we have Yadurappa himself saying that this is not linked to the hijab row, while on one hand you have BJP's Yadurappa saying that this is not linked to the hijab controversy. On the contrary, you have a few other leaders from the BJP, including C.T. Ravi, linking this to a massive communal attack, saying that Muskan will always be safe, but Harsha is no more. Sad. This is C.T. Ravi's statement. In fact, in Bajrang Dal, currently massive protest that's being held in Shivamogga, the place where Section 144 has been imposed. We're yet looking at a massive protest rally that's being carried out by the Bajrang Dal over the murder of Harsha, a young activist, a 26-year-old activist. Let's cut across to Nolan, who's joining us on the phone line, who's been closely tracking those developments on Shimoga. Nolan, Section 144 in place. Bajrang Dal, though, carrying out a massive protest march condemning the murder. In fact, we're looking at C.T. Ravi, Karnataka's, the BJP General Secretary there, saying that Muskan will always be safe, but Harsha is no more. Sad. Almost linking this entire murder to the hijab controversy. Take us through what more do you see behind you?
Well, Nabila, I can actually tell you now that the procession has started to take its mortal remains. But this is what it is. Even though Section 144 has been imposed over here, I'm actually getting information that from where we are, say about 1 kilometer in front, there is some sort of trouble. Like most of the shops are shut in the city. I'm getting information that some sort of verbal duel, some sort of problem has actually erupted as of now. I'll try and get more information as to what is really happening. But massive police presence over here, very, very tense situation. Initially, the police did not want to allow this procession as such. Basically, just take his mortal remains in an ambulance, maybe maximum to his home, and then from there for the cremation. But we are not too sure as to why the police actually allowed this procession to take place, keeping in mind the situation is extremely tense. And also Section 144 has been imposed by the district authorities themselves.
Nolan, here this boy Harsha, who's been murdered, we believe that he was part of some of the hijab protests that took place in the past. Is that right? What is the police saying? Have they identified who these culprits are? Have they understood who's behind this attack? We understand that they've got clues, but any word on who could be behind this?
Well, Nabila, we'll have to go by what the Home Minister has clearly said. He said that there are they have information that there could be the involvement of 4 to 5 assailants in this murder. But as of now, he says that it is subject to police investigation. We are not saying anything as such. When we asked him, could it be past enmity, he said police investigation. When we asked him about could it also be linked to the hijab row, he says he does not believe that it could be linked to that. But again, subject to a police investigation. So the the deputy commissioners also asked everyone to wait till the police actually complete their investigation. They should be doing it fast because the Home Minister also said that they have clues. The Chief Minister in Bangalore has also said that they have clues and arrests could be made quickly, either today or tomorrow, to bring the situation under control. But as of now, the procession has begun. We have to wait for the police to do their work to actually finally say this person was wrong or that person was wrong.
Right. Now, we're looking at a divided house within the BJP itself here, Nolan. On one hand, you have some of the BJP leaders who are linking this murder itself to the hijab controversy. On the other, you have Eshwarappa himself saying that this does not appear to be linked to the hijab controversy. But nonetheless, I'm going to cut across to some big developments coming in as BJP MLA links this Shimoga murder to the hijab row. He blames the hijab stir for the activist murder, saying that in fact, this boy has been killed for speaking on Hindu rights. This is exactly what BJP MLA has said. Renuka Acharya, let's cut across as the BJP MLA links this Shimoga murder to the hijab controversy, while you have B.S. Eshwarappa from the BJP itself differing on this opinion. Let's take a listen.
About 20 years has been murdered yesterday. 4 or 5 persons collude in this. And already our Home Minister given the statement they are going to arrest culprits. And I will condemn this incident. And such things should not be happened anywhere in the state. So we will take appropriate action as early as possible.
So do you think this is because of hijab issue also, do you feel so?
No, I don't think so.
Thank you, sir.
ಬಹುಶಃ ಇದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಕೇಸಿನಿಂದ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಘಟನೆಗಳು ಜರುಗ್ತದವೆ. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದುತ್ವದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಹಿಂದುತ್ವದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗ ಹಿಜಾಬ್ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಘಟನೆಗಳು ಜರುಗ್ತದವೆ.
I'm going to quickly cut across to Nolan Pinto there. Nolan, we understand that the situation is getting out of hand. It seems like despite Section 144, a huge protest rally is being organized, and that protest rally seems to be turning violent. Take us through what's happening behind you.
Well, let me just tell you what's really happening. Now, the procession has actually proceeded in this direction. The Bajrang Dal activists as well as the police have gone over here. But before they actually took a turn, I just want to show you what really happened over here. There was some sort of stone pelting that took place. Let me just show you the places where it took place. You can see the glass panels over there, the glass panes completely destroyed because of the stones that were pelted while they were actually moving in this particular direction. So not just there, in fact, at some New Indian mutton stall as well on the other side, they have done this. So the police immediately came and stopped them from doing this. There are stones also on the road as of now that they actually pelted. But so far what has happened is this. The police have actually allowed now traffic, brought the situation under control in this area. They are actually moving in this direction. Let me just show you where it is. Barricades placed over here. They are moving there. We'll try and follow them. It's a very tense situation. He was a young guy, just 23. So for many of them, they were extremely shocked as to what really happened yesterday. Many of them still can't digest the fact that he was stabbed to death. And they want the police to look into this case, arrest and book those assailants as fast as possible. Now, the Home Minister also, when he came in the morning, very clearly stated that the government has clues. The police have clues. They believe that 4 to 5 assailants could be involved in this particular issue. And hopefully, with those clues, the police could make some arrests either today or tomorrow. And that is what most of the people want over here, that the police look into this case as quickly as possible and bring those assailants to book them as fast as possible so that the situation gets back to normal over here. So this is the situation in Shimoga town as of now.
Right, Nolan, I'd like you to explain to us, give us an insight as to what exactly happened last night. We understand that this murder took place at 9 p.m. How did it happen? Where was this boy found? And when he was rushed to the hospital, was he still alive? What really went down?
Well, in fact, the information we have, this is again, I'm just going to quote what exactly the Home Minister stated. He said that between 9 and 9:15, in one of the areas over here, he had come out. He was attacked by about 4 to 5 individuals. Now, he had stab wounds on the left side of his stomach. He was immediately then rushed to the McKin emergency ward. It is over there, we are told, that the doctors declared him as brought dead. This is the information we have as of now. So initially in the night, there was few incidents of stone pelting, as well as 2 or 3 bikes that were burnt. And one of the reasons why reserve police were brought in from various other districts into Shivamogga, the rapid action force personnel have also been deployed in all the sensitive zones. Now, say about half an hour ago, from the McGinn hospital, his mortal remains were actually brought out in a procession. They've actually gone in this particular direction. You can clearly see the police vehicle in the background over there. They are, say, about a kilometer, maybe 500 meters in front. But while they were coming to this particular area, there was some sort of stone pelting again over here. Few window panes have been destroyed in this particular area where we are standing. Let me just show you what's the situation. So they were trying to turn into this part. We do not know who actually threw stones, but that is what happened. You can see there. But as of now, the police very clearly state, in fact, the Deputy Commissioner, when he spoke to, said that 4 to 5 individuals, they believe 4 to 5 individuals were responsible for this. The police has clues, and arrests could be made either today, this evening, or tomorrow. So basically, the people over here in Shimoga are hoping that the local administration, as well as the police, investigate this case quickly and bring those assailants to justice as fast as possible.
Well, this is terrifying and shocking at a time when we're seeing this hijab controversy only escalate and the court taking up this matter. We've already seen one death. Whether it's linked to the hijab controversy or not, we see a divided house in the BJP itself, Nolan. Some of the BJP leaders saying that this is indeed linked to hijab row and this boy was killed because he spoke up for Hindu rights. That's what Renukacharya said. But on the contrary, Yediyurappa differing, saying that it is not linked to the hijab controversy. It does not look like it, and that the police is doing its duty. While we spoke to a few other leaders, I'm right here, right outside Karnataka Assembly, where several of those leaders are inside the BJP and the Congress. The session has begun. They're trying to deliberate on matters as important as the Shimoga murder. Right before the session started, some of the leaders asked, why aren't these people arrested as yet? If they've been identified, if there are clues, why no arrests so far? Nolan, any word on when will an arrest be carried out? Because the protest there too has only escalated due to a lack of arrest so far. The police saying that they know who's done it, but they've not managed to, in fact, track that person as yet. Nolan, if you can hear me, I'm going to cut across to Nolan as soon as the line is patched. But what we see here in Shivamogga, of course, is intense. We're looking at saffron flags being raised there, and you have the Bajrang Dal extensively protesting against this murder, calling this a shame. In fact, you have several Karnataka BJP leaders who have now come forward to link this to the hijab controversy, saying that this, now that Muskan is safe, it's sad that we've lost Harsha. This is CT Ravi's statement. While a few of the BJP leaders has outrightly linked this to the hijab row, you have a few of them like B.S. Yediyurappa, who says that this may not be linked to the hijab controversy. But so far, the police saying that they've got clues, but no arrests have been made so far. Nolan, I was asking you, the police say that they have clues, but so far no arrests. And this is why we see a massive showdown in Shimoga even as we speak, as those protests escalate. Many of them demanding for that accused, the culprits, to be brought to book at the earliest. If they know who they are, what's the delay in arresting those people? Any word on who these people are?
Well, Nabila, it's best to actually allow the police to go about with their investigation because this took place last night, somewhere between 9 and 9:15. There was trouble. This Shimoga is always known as a sensitive area, especially when it comes to communal issues. So the police had to tread very carefully over here. The first step for the police over there was to secure the area, make sure that the people living over here are safe and sound. And that is what they have done by bringing in reserve police personnel overnight itself from various other districts, by bringing in the rapid action force personnel also from Bengaluru and other places in order to make sure that sensitive areas over here are safe. But when you're talking about the investigation, Nabila, while the Home Minister says that yes, they have clues, even the Chief Minister said that. I want to quote him. He said we have got leads. Harsha was known as a Hindu. He was known as Hindu Harsha in Shimoga. He was from the Sangathan. So everyone knows that the Home Minister and the Chief Minister are on the same page, saying that they have leads, they have clues. 4 or 5 could be involved in it. But we have to wait for the police to conclude their investigation.
Right, Nolan, any CCTV footage or anything like that that the police claim to be in possession of, any kind of proof that they may have that could really help nab these culprits at the earliest? Because here you already have the BJP making statements saying that these are people from the minority community and that this is linked to the hijab controversy, and this was done only because these boys spoke up for Hindu rights. So while they say such big statements, well, they make such really massive sweeping statements, any word from the police or any kind of CCTV footage that they have that could really establish who could be behind this?
Well, in fact, the police are extremely tight-lipped. We only have the video of him when he was lying on the ground. Very gruesome video of him struggling over there. Those were his last moments, in fact, Nabila. Extremely gruesome. But apart from that, the police are very, very tight-lipped. Even in the morning when we spoke to the Home Minister, to the SP, to the DC, no one wants to give us any more information apart from the fact that they have clues, they have leads. Even the CM says that, and they're investigating. But the only solace is that the Home Minister, as well as the Home Minister, clearly says that they could make arrests this evening or maximum tomorrow, and they have to do that because of the pressure being put on them as of now by the citizens of the city. No one wants any trouble. People want to live peacefully. So the only way for the government as of now, the Home Minister and the Chief Minister, is to find out who did this, arrest them, bring them to book and tell the people, yes, we have arrested and brought to justice those who are involved in this gruesome act.
Well, it's indeed shocking here, Nolan. This is the first murder that's taken place post the hijab controversy, and we shudder to think what kind of tensions prevails in Shimoga. As we speak, we have schools and colleges that have been ordered to shut for today. It's only for today, but depending on the situation, decision will be made whether to extend this closure for schools and colleges in Shimoga. But for now, we see massive protests unfolding in Shimoga by the right-wing activists. The Bajrang Dal particularly carrying out a huge protest march demanding that these culprits be brought to book at the earliest. While that said, you have the Karnataka Assembly session that's currently underway. We're hoping that this murder, the issue is brought up and a quick solution is brought to the tense situation that prevails in Karnataka. I'm going to cut across to all those reactions that came in right from outside the Karnataka Assembly on this murder in Shimoga. Let's hear it.
ನಿನ್ನೆ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ್ ಗೂಂಡಾಗಳು ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂದೂ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನರ ಬಾಲ ಬಿಚ್ಚಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಈ ಧ್ವಜದ ವಿಚಾರ ಬಂದಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಶಾಲೆಯ ಮೈದಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಧ್ವಜವನ್ನು ಇಳಿಸಿ ಭಗವದ್ ಧ್ವಜವನ್ನು ಏರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. 50 ಲಕ್ಷ ಶಾಲ್ಗಳನ್ನು, ಕೇಸರಿ ಶಾಲನ್ನು ಸೂರತ್ನಿಂದ ತಂದು ಹಂಚಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಲಾರಿಗಳು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಚೋದನಕಾರಿ ಹೇಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನು DK ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೋ ಅದು ಈ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ್ ಗೂಂಡಾಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ರೀತಿಯ ಕುಮ್ಮಕ್ಕು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ.
I have no way connected to all these activities. We are only fighting for our national flag and the constitution. Apart from that, we are not. Though he spoke some nonsense in the assembly, I have not provoked or I have not spoken on that issue. I don't want it to make it a political issue. Political issues will be settled at the later course. Now it is the pride of our country.
The death of one boy called Harsha is known as Hindu Harsha only because he belongs to Sangathan. From yesterday night, the whole thing has been, investigation has been started. There are some clues and the investigation is going on. I have got information that they got some leads. Probably they will take up to the logical conclusion very shortly. Siddaramaiah sees politics, he talks only illogical things.
About 20 years has been murdered yesterday. 4 or 5 persons collude in this. And already our Home Minister given the statement they are going to arrest culprits. And I will condemn this incident. And such things should not be happened anywhere in the state. So we will take appropriate decision, action as early as possible.
So do you think this is because of hijab issue also, do you feel so?
No, I don't think so.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
23 ವರ್ಷದ ಯುವಕ ನಡೆದು ಬರುವಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆನ್ನಟ್ಟಿ ಅವನು ಓಡಿಸಾಡಿ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅನೇಕ ಇಂಜುರಿಗಳು ಅವನ ಮೈ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ತುಂಬ ದುರದೃಷ್ಟಕರವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಇದು. ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಡೆಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ.
The youngster has been murdered by 6 people. I condemn this murder because we believe in non-violence. We believe in non-violence. Congress party is for non-violence. Whoever there as accused persons in this murder case, they must be booked. I demand the Home Minister resignation because he is from Shimoga district.
Right, we're seeing the same district of Shimoga, which has been volatile since the start of this entire hijab controversy that broke out. In fact, protests snowballed in Shimoga, where a bunch of people, a bunch of boys wearing the saffron shawl had hoisted the saffron flag on a pole. Now, DK Shivakumar at that point, instead of helping the situation, had made a very brazen statement saying that these boys with saffron shawl pulled down a tricolor and then in place of the tricolor had replaced it with a saffron flag. Now, this is exactly what Eshwarappa, Karnataka BJP minister is quoting, saying DK Shivakumar's irresponsible statement has led to this kind of commotion in Shivamogga, and this is what led to the murder of this Hindu right-wing activist. Now, let's quickly cut across to exactly what DK Shivakumar had said, his erroneous statement that he spoke while speaking to India Today Shiva wrote.
Do you think this is a spontaneous protest that's taking place, or do you think someone is behind it? Who is instigating all this tension, sir?
My entire BJP friends are instigating this entire issue. They are just today, you see that in the entire Shimoga, the national flag has been brought down. One saffron flag has been put in the place of a national flag. Firing has been going on. They are not able to control the institutions. Whatever the normalcy was there. So we have appealed to the Chief Minister. You just maintain the law and order problem. Give a holiday to all the colleges for a week. Let the things settle down. Peace has to be restored because our national flag, whatever is been there, that is the pride of our country, our country's integrity. Lot of leaders have sacrificed for this national flag. We have they sacrificed their life and we have got freedom. And today, that national flag coming down and a saffron flag going high itself has created a very big sensation in the entire state.
All right, well, we heard what he had said, DK Shivakumar, and that it seems like is now in question with Eshwarappa quoting this statement of DK Shivakumar saying that this is what led to the commotion in Shimoga. Now, we're going to continue tracking these developments, massive protest that rages on in Shimoga, slamming, in fact, this murder, asking for the culprits to be brought to book. We see the Bajrang Dal continuing their agitation. In the meanwhile, India Today continues to track all these assembly developments. Let's see how this hijab controversy pans out really as the Karnataka High Court takes up the matter at 2:30 p.m. But for now, it's a break for me. News and updates continue on the other side.